You have a coworker that doesn't keep their end of the bargain, or a business partner that doesn't keep their end of the bargain. Your way of enforcing the boundary instead of removing access to your resources is to enforce the contract, because in business and at work, there is a contract in place for what you're doing. So make sure you get everything in writing, including when you're assigned to a group to work on a project. Make sure it's in writing or on a recording where everyone agrees what each person is supposed to do. You can just use a text message, a memo, a piece of paper, a email, so that now you have written record. This makes it an overt contract rather than a covert contract. A covert contract is where we feel like someone should know what they're supposed to do, but we never directly agreed upon it. So make sure when you're dealing in business and at work, you have an overt contract, meaning you've actually spelled it out, you've gotten it recorded in some way, shape, or form. If this was just a verbal contract, meaning you just said it and, oh, you're going to do this, do you agree? Yes. Then you rely upon the witnesses to help to enforce that contract, which is, okay, Rick, Sandra heard that you were going to do B, I was going to do A, and Sandra was going to do C. A and C are done, but for some reason, you're not following through on B. That's how you approach them. Again, okay, Rick, I'm reaching out to you because you agreed to do B. Sandra heard you agree to do B, or I have it here in writing. I did A, she did C, but for some reason you haven't followed through on B. And then you can follow up with a question such as, is there something preventing you from following up on your end of the bargain? Then they respond, blah, 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 blah. I didn't agree to that. I don't have to do that. Da, da, da. Then you follow through with enforcement. Because there's a contract in place, you take it to the authorities over that contract. If it's business, then you use lawyers to enforce the contract. If it's at work, then you go to your superiors, your higher ups, and say, hey, look, we had an agreement that I would do this and they would do this, but this person is not following through on their end of the bargain. You enforce the contract. Asserting the boundary is telling the truth. Hey, Rick, you agreed to this and you're not doing it. Enforcing the boundary is removing access to the resources, or in a business case, contacting the people who are the superiors to enforce the contract.